Royal Knights has finally gotten its first dedicated wave of support since BT13. I know we've gotten a few Royal Knights throughout the sets that support the deck, say this Lord Knight for example, but nothing to this extent with so many cards supporting the deck in this single set. So let's see why it's topping and why this deck is so strong. One of the main reasons is because of this Omni X. He's just got a bunch of keywords: raid, piercing, blocker. He removes something on play by bot decking it, as well as end of turn he gives something rush and swings into something without suspending. This gives the deck different forms of removal that we did not have access to before. We used to only have access to deletion as well as bouncing to hand using the Alt Force. Now we can bot deck, as well as we have battle deletion, which is a lot easier to achieve because we can raid into something. This card is really good, and it's also really good appeared with the Last Guardian, which gives it leave battlefield protection. So if it would be placed underneath King Drazel, it can stick around and swing twice a turn with its end of turn effect. Kuba is really good. It helps reduce your Royal Knights. It basically counts as an extra source, as well as it's better than an extra source because if you play something cheap like a Magnamon later in the game for free, your Kubois actually gain you some memory, which helps you play a second card in the same turn, say another Purge, a Last Guardian, or even a Medieval Gallant, and give your opponent less memory for that Medieval Gallant. One of the reasons why Medieval Gallant is so good in this deck is because we're usually playing out something every single turn, so you can use that Digimon to reduce the cost of Medieval Gallant and then also trigger its all turns effect after it's already out. Last Guardian is our new Searcher, which searches our Cool Boys and any other card in this deck besides the Crimson modes. Much better than the Dynasmon. Even though the Dynasmon takes 2 cards, it still doesn't search our Cool Boys and our Omekamons, and we need our Omekamons because we can use Cool Boys effect. When any of our Digimon would leave the battle area, we can play Omekamon. Very good for staying sticky, as well as, again, getting more sources underneath King Drazel, since both Omekamons, the new one and the old one, both get sources underneath King Drazel to help us with our reductions. No longer does deleting our Digimon slow us down so much. The new Omekamon is also really good. If he dies, he gets placed underneath the source, like I said before, but also if he's in the sources, if your security is removed, you can play him out for free. He's got blocker, so he's basically a blocker every single time your security is removed, only once a turn because you have to suspend the King Drazel. However, he treats himself as X antibody, and on play you can warp into an Omnimon X. And Omnimon X is on play effect. If there's X antibody underneath it, basically causes a board wipe. So if your opponent swings at you for your last check or your second to last check, you can warp into Omni X and clear the entire field. There's new combos in the deck that make it so much more streamlined. Crimson Mode Ace having Omnimon X force the Crimson Mode Ace to attack, wiping out all your opponent's security that's left and then swinging for game is such a strong move. I generally win games with this over the Omni play, but the Omni play is even better because you have the Oryukin. The Oryukin not only gives minus 15k until the end of your opponent's turn, very easy to get rid of a Magna X. It also has when a security stack is removed, gain 3 memory. So if you play the Omnimon plays the Oryukin, and then you can somehow swing, even if your memory's passed over, with either the Jesmon or the Omni X swinging at the end of turn, and check a security, you gain the memory back. So ultimately, it's another way to reduce your Omnimon's cost. This is why we don't play Leopardmon anymore. But that's the deck. You can probably replace any of these cards with any of your personal preference. You can play the new Alphamon for a recovery. You can again go back and play the Leopardmon. Leopardmon's really good with the Medieval Gallant. Totally a personal preference sort of deck, and it's really based upon the pilot. So I'd say experiment with how you want to play this deck and see what works for you. But anyway, let's get into some games and see how it plays. Going second, we have 2 Omni X's, a Last Guardian, a Gallant, and a Cool Boy. Going second with the Cool Boy is not too bad. We don't really have anything for the next turn. Besides the Last Guardian, it's not the greatest opening hand. Especially, I don't know what he's going to play. Oh, I'm really tempted to mulligan. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to mulligan this. This hand is a little bit better. You can Omeka turn 2. Oh, we're playing the mirror. Okay, sure. This is going to be interesting. I played the mirror at locals before. Generally, it's good to have the Omni X's in this because it's good to have the Omni X's because if we have our blocker Omeka in the sources, we stop their Omnimon turn. So really, this Omnimon's kind of useless because we're not going to win the game with it, if that makes any sense, because they're just going to use their Omni X to stop us. So the way to win is to win. Generally, Gallant Crimson Ace here is actually really good. So let's play our Omeka and start chipping away at his security. At least with the Omeka, we're very likely to die in security, seeing as though this is the weakest thing in our deck. So that's going to be the weakest thing in their deck. It's just, there is, what, 12 options? There we, like, 8 options, 4 tamers, 12 total things we could hit that we don't die to in their deck. Assuming if they're running the same ratios. I have seen people run less Purge, so they're just going to play a Cool Boy. Very fair, very fair. As long as I don't have a mecha, though, this Omni is really good. So let's go with... What are we stacking the Omega under? Because we want to swing the Omega so we can play it out with the Lord Knight. Do we stack the Omni X under is the question. If we stack the Omni X under and we pass turn... We can't pass turn by purging, so we could just get the other Lord Knight. With this Omega here, let's swing and see if we die first. Okay, we do die. Okay. We will place a card underneath. Now, the question is, do we do Omni X or do we do Omnimon here? Because if we can do Omni X and then we can get a purge, but I'd rather purge the Omni X under if we really wanted to make that play. And I'd rather keep one Omni X in hand just in case, because he's seen this Omega if he calls this out for Lord Knight. So I think we will just stack our Lord Knights here. Because we have purges, we can at least play them out on the Omnimon turn to get us an attacker. And then we'll just play our other Lord Knight here for a reduced cost of 6 to put him to 2. And then that will play our Omega from our trash. Draw us a card, we get our Cool Boy, which is very good because we can play that next turn. Although we would like to kill whatever he plays out. So that's what he plays out. He's going to play his Leopardmon out. See, he's playing this Leopardmon, which I don't think is the smart play. But we do want to kill this as soon as possible, because if this goes underneath his King Drusail stack, he will... Oh, he's going to reduce something by 4. Okay, this is going to be interesting. What is he going to play? He's going to... Oh, okay, so this is one of the reasons why you play the Leopardmon, is because you can play Medieval Gallant for cheaper off of it. But that's fine, because I think we actually do Omni X here. Actually, he gave us 3. I'm thinking, yes, we want to purge. We do want to Omni X here, because we want to remove both of these. He leaves up my... Okay, this is perfect. We get the Omni X. We can purge the Omni X underneath, but I think we need to put something underneath it. I'm trying to think what is the best play here. We could purge and hope we top deck something. But I'd rather keep all the memory since we're playing the Omnimon. So I think we will just swing here. Is he going to ace me? If he aces me, that would be very dumb. But it's pause, so I assume he's got an ace. He's going to block. Yes, no. I would not block here. And he hits Last Guardian. Well, that's unfortunate. But it saves us a little bit. Okay, he's playing his Omega. That's also really annoying. But actually, he has to kill... No, he doesn't actually have to kill. He could kill. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We can play for a 9 cost. We're giving him 6. We'll play our own Omni X here. Very annoying. Very annoying. What is the best way to deal with this? These two go... I mean, this goes to sources. He can swing, double swing. I think we do wait a turn. I think we purge. I think we purge and put our Omega into source. But I'd rather keep the Omnimon, but he's got this. I'd really like to Omnimon X bot deck this. That's a very good play. But I think I will just get our Omegimon in there, because we can keep cycling it. And let's gain our memory, please. Let's give him a lot of memory. Let's play the Cool Boy. The biggest problem is we need to get rid of this Medieval Gallant, because our on-play effects do not have priority on his turn, so his Medieval Gallant will kill us before we can warp into an Omnimon if we go down to 0 in our stack. He's going to swing here. I'm assuming he's going to Alliance, or else he most likely will die. Having this tapped is very good. I will not play my Omega out. Omega. We get another Cool Boy. That is very helpful. That is very helpful. I don't want to play my Omega out until he plays his Royal Knight, because if he plays an Omni X and bot decks it, I am not in a good position, because he's got protection for his Omni X. Well, I don't. So he's just going to purge here. Let's see what he puts underneath. What does he have underneath? He has the Leopardmon and the Magna. So he's actually got quite a strong play. He's got quite a strong Omni play where he can purge out the Leopard and then Omnimon for 1, 2, 3, 4 checks. So he's got lethal with Omnimon currently. He's going to Ganku here. I'm assuming he's playing the Alphamon out. He's going to recover. If we can get a Digimon underneath the Royal Knight stack, There's going to be a 9 cost reduction, 10, 11. So it's going to be a 5 cost Omni-X, which is acceptable. Still quite expensive. If we can find our Gunku, it would be very good, because then we could put our Omni-X under. Of course, he plays the Alphamon. He's going to get the heal here. We don't really care too much about the heal. And he's going to use Medieval to finally kill... Okay. I'm kind of happy he's not killing this Omeka, because 1, we can swing at security, and 2, we can charge things into the sources. Okay, so we'll swing with the Omeka here. If he blocks, great. If he doesn't, he's going to have to minus DP with the Alphamon. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, he still minuses the DP here, so we still get the charge. Now the question is, what do we put underneath it? Because we can actually put in an Omni-X, and that will wipe out a lot of his... It won't wipe out a lot of his wood, because we Omni-X, anything we Omni-X out, Medieval Gallant can kill. Actually, wait. Can it? This is 16k. Medieval Gallant has 2 things suspended. He'll have 3 things suspended, so there'll be a 9k. It will be 17k he can delete, which is quite annoying. So we will just place the Dynas underneath, unfortunately. Let's see now. We have a reduced cost of 9, 10, 11. So for 5 costs, put him to 4. We will play our own Omni. Let's draw. Wait, did I do the math wrong again? Oh, was I on 2? Isn't it +3 from the sources? Oh, it's got 6 sources. Oh, is it +4? Oh, you just add 4 to that. Okay. We'll bot deck the Medieval. And then let's just swing over. Let's swing his security and swing over his Gunku so he doesn't get his Gunku out. Is he going to ace me here? Because if he aces into a Crimson Mode ace, he doesn't do anything. I don't even think GX Ace does something here. I think GX Ace also kills 15Ks. Okay, he's debating if he wants to use the Cool Boys, which means he does have Omeka in hand. Very unfortunate for us. Seeing as though if he has multiple Omekas, I could just die to... We actually... If we don't get rid of this Omeka, we could kill him next turn. We can... If we can suspend it somehow. I'm trying to think. Anyway, he's got quite a few attacks. He's got 3 attacks currently, so he can put us to 0. If he gets an Omni-X underneath his Drazel, he can actually kill us. Actually, we have a blocker, so not necessarily kill us. And again, we do have the Omeka play. So if he Omnis here, we'll just wipe his board. I also will not block this. I won't use the Omeka. Why is it that when I hit security, I hit the Cool Boys? But when he hits security, he dies. See, here's the Omni-X, which is quite good. Because his Omni-X is protected. Except he had to do that. So I'm actually quite fine with him hitting the Omni-X. I have to block this. I actually didn't have to block that. I already had one. He already has one. No, he didn't. If I didn't do that, if he didn't die, let's say he didn't die, I had lethal next turn by dropping my own Omni. I'm pretty sure we have enough attacks for lethal. This is 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this will be 5, 6. Okay, he's got another Gunku. Very annoying. The last Guardian is very important in this matchup because it stops his Digimon from leaving the field. He's purging here. Now the thing is, he's going to attack. Do we want to do our Omni-X effect here? Is he purging out here? He can't play the Leopard out, so he's going to play the Alpha out just to get the... He doesn't get the on-play effect, which is fine. Interesting. He swung with that. We're going to go to 0 anyway, so I think it is fine to do this here. Because we can kill... We can select his Alphamon since it's going to die unless he barriers here. Or do we select his Ganku? If we select his Ganku... No, I think we do this and force him to barrier. He's going to Last Guardian, and then we'll bot deck the Omni X. So he doesn't get another attack. And then he can play his Omeka out. However, the problem here is he actually can't because it's... he can play it out. Actually, he can't because it's opponent's turn only, isn't it? I don't have it in Stills. Yeah, it's opponent's turn only, but also he can't Digivolve on his turn. It's his opponent's turn. Okay, the Sim's broken. That's awesome. He still can't Digivolve up. That's the problem for him. So... Now, we can use Crimson Mode here. Well, Crimson Mode deletes ours, sure. I was going to say, we can use our Medieval Gallon here to suspend this, kill this, and then swing into this. Very, very good, as well as we have a Mecha out. So, we can Medieval Gallant. How much does our Omnimon cost? That is the question. If we Medieval Gallant, kill the Gallantmon, and then Omnimon here, do not kill the Omeka. We have to kill his Omeka with the Dynasmon. Because we delete all the level 4s or lowest. That's actually quite annoying. I think we do Medieval Gallant here. I think we have to. Use its when Digivolving effect. I think we have to do this. Oh, we can purge out. That's exactly what we do. We purge out the Lord Knight, let's say. It'll gain Rush. We can swing at Security. Actually, we probably should have purged out the Dynas. We can swing at Security. He's going to play his Omeka here, but that's actually really unfortunate. But he doesn't actually have... He doesn't have the blocker in trash, so as long as he doesn't have it, he has it in hand. That's not too bad. Because he's going to go to Omni X here. But he's still at 0. So an Omnimon here still wins us the game, right? We have reduction by 8. So we'll go to 1. We Omnimon, we can play our Omeka. And we have 3 attacks, and he can block once. He's bot decking, sure. I'm surprised he didn't use this Last Guardian here. And then we play Omnimon. Because he's already used his Drazel. Oh, he used his Drazel last turn, of course. I could have done this entire time. I forgot. You have to suspend it in order to do this. It's okay. We'll just take whatever. It doesn't matter. And we'll swing with the game for Omnimon. Oh, okay. That was a few misplays. I was probably way less scared than I needed to be. Because, again, the King Drazel, he was tapped on his turn. Which is quite interesting. I don't think I've seen that happen before. I think I will keep this. We are going first, so first and Magna is always a good keep. And that gives us a Dynasmon for going second. But the Dynasmon, again, doesn't search the Cool Boys, and I'd rather see the Cool Boys because we don't have any removal. We're versing Gallantmon. This is going to be interesting because Gallantmon's going to be able to remove all of our stuff. But then from my testing, I don't think it's too bad of a matchup, because they might be able to remove all of our stuff, but you generally only make one stack, and if we can remove it, then it slows them down considerably. Also, if we can have things so that they can't trash our security is also quite good. Move from field, we'll grab a draw here. Cool Boy is very much needed in this matchup. Very, very much needed in this matchup. And so is Purge, actually. Actually, no, I don't think Purge is that needed. We need... So rather than... Dynasmon puts him to 4, I'd rather put him to 3 and play the Omega. Just because if this dies, we can... there's the Cool Boy. Perfect. We need to be able to play this down. So hopefully he passes us a little bit too much memory. But most likely he's going to Digivolve for 2 and then Digivolve for 3. To put us to 2 memory. He may even be inclined to Omega here and gain some memory, but instead he's going to search, so that's fine. That is a-okay with me, giving us more time to set up, because the Cool Boy is vital for this matchup, because when they're removing all of our Royal Knights, we want to be playing our blockers out. Yes, he swings security. We're down to 4. Not the greatest with that. He's going to play another... Gilmon here. I would much prefer Jesmon than this Dynasmon, just to get to deal with these Gilmons. Now the question is, do we play Oryukin Ace? The reason why we wouldn't is because he can Digivolve for 2. If we put him to 3, let's say Oryukin Ace is going to be a 1 cost here, so we're going to pass the turn putting him to 3. He's on 3. He can get all his way up to his level 6. He can't delete Oryukin unless he has X antibody. Actually, I don't think he can delete Oryukin if I understand the effects enough. He needs to have the plus 2k deletion effect in order to do that. So we will swing security here with this Omega. We will play Oryukin for 1 cost. We'll get rid of this Gil X, and then we'll put him to 3 playing a Cool Boy. Now again, if I'm unfamiliar enough with Gallant, I think it requires too much work for him to remove the Oryukin here. Yep, that is... I'm pretty sure the inheritable that gives him plus 0 when is 0 less. We will charge the Dynus, and this is unfortunate because maybe we should have done the Dynus, because if we force him to revive, maybe we should have played the Dynus, because if we force him to go into his level 6 here, he can see he's going to go the Wargrow X. This is also real bad, because if we had the Oryukin in the sources, we can play it out with the Gunku, and we could have then killed the Gallant X if he goes into Gallant X. The question is, does he have Gallant X? There's the X antibody. He has exactly everything he needed in order to remove this Alphamon. I'm pretty sure. I'm not too familiar enough with Gallant, but I'm pretty sure he can minus the 4k, and because of the plus 2k, he can remove this Oryukin here. So minus the 4k, and then he deletes 10ks. We can play our Omega here. So this is what we good with the block it, because we can block this. And because the Oryukin's gone, we get another Cool Boy out, which is quite good. And we don't really need that. The only problem, again, is we don't have removal for the Medieval. The best thing we have is we can play the Dynus and then alliance over the Medieval with the Medieval Gallant. No, we can't do that because we can't actually suspend. Oh, unfortunately, we can't do that. Let's see how much memory he gives us. We have to Gunku, but he gives us 2. I think that's enough to play the Gunku. Or we have the Omni-X, but the Omni-X doesn't do it because he can't be bot decked. He's currently 19k. So the Gunku here, what do we have underneath here? We have the Dynus underneath it. Perfect. So we play the Gunku. The Gunku costs reduction of 9, so it's going to be a 4 cost, but the Cool Boys is going to be a 2 cost, and we can use Medieval Gallant to alliance over the Gallantmon. I think that's our only out here. We probably should have not played the Alpha Ryukin, but he managed to have everything he needs, so that is unfortunate. Let's just get our draws first and figure out what we're doing. Nope, do not play that one. That one will not get us over the threshold we need. It's always good to have good Omni-X's, and Gallantmon is very good into this matchup because you can play the Gallant here to kill the Medieval, not Medieval, the Gallant X if you pass turn. But we will just put him to 7. It's a bit much, but we should spend these two to just get bigger numbers. Actually, could we have killed him with the 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 12 plus 8. We actually could have just deleted him. I didn't need a Vortex. I wasn't expecting to have so many Digimon on field, actually. That's fine. Yeah, if we suspended the Gunku, we didn't need a swing over. Oh well. And I think if he doesn't play anything on board next turn, we can swing the Omeka, play out the Lord Knight, and that gives us quite a few good plays. He's playing the Cool Boy. That's interesting. I haven't seen many people actually play the Cool Boy in Gallant X. We are missing the Omnimon, but we're going to be able to get 2 checks here at security. We just hope. Actually, we can get 3 checks because the Lord Knight won't pass the turn, and we can alliance with it. So we can. I'm just thinking if we want to purge, because we actually can purge to pass the turn. We play the Lord Knight out, and the next turn we can just Omni-X for game. So let's do that. We'll swing. It does die, which is very good for us. So we'll use this effect to... What do we put underneath? We could put the Gallant underneath. Whatever we put underneath, we can Gunku out. So maybe an Omni-X underneath here, and then we purge and we see what we get. I think that is the correct option. So we will put the Omni-X underneath. We will play the Lord Knight out, gaining 2 memory. He does have a memory setter, so it's not going to matter too much. Get another Omni-X. A little bit annoying. We will not use the Gallant effect, just in case we hit a scramble in security. That is quite nice, getting protection. So maybe we give him 4. Yeah, let's alliance into security with the Lord Knight, because the Lord Knight doesn't necessarily need to be suspended. It's annoying that we hit a training. Okay, that's very good. Actually, we have 3 memory. We can't pass turn with Purge because we're going to gain 3 memory. So we're going to have to put him to 4 regardless. So I think it's better to search. Maybe we can find... I was going to say maybe we can find the Ryukin. Getting the last Guardian here might be good because... Oh, we still need the Purge. We still need the Purge. We'll take the Omnimon, just because we can win the game with Omnimon if we need to. But I'm still planning to win without it. So we do have to put him to 4 here. There's another Omnimon. Let's charge the Omnimon, because that's a deletion. Yes, I think that's the play. Let's charge the Omnimon there. And then pray we don't die. Please. Let's see what he does. He's hesitating a bit, so he's probably still calculating memory, but he also could be missing pieces. He's going to training here. got the Growl X, so he's going to be able to replace his stack. However, actually, can he replace his stack? He didn't actually have X antibody, so he can't replace his stack with the Guilmon. I'm very scared right now. Pretty sure he has to kill the Omega here. And I think we will charge. I think we will charge the Gallant. I would love a Alpha, and this is where I think I did mess up by having Uryukin played out and gambling on the fact that he couldn't delete it. He's going to gain all his memory. We are going to activate this effect. I will play the Gallant underneath it. We can play it with Purge, Omni X out, and then when attack and kill the Gallant X if it does matter. He does have the +1 security. Am I dead here? I'm most likely dead here unless, let's see. He's gained the memory with this. So actually, oh no, he's got full memory. Okay. We do die. He's going to delete. Let's see if we can top deck what we need. Oh, wait a second. This triggers the medieval, so we can suspend him and then delete him. Haha. Well, now with the protoform, I don't have game. Actually, I probably do with Oryukin. I mean, Omnimon, because I can Omeka and slot the Oryukin underneath. However, Mecha won't die if Protoform's the top card. And he just gave up. That makes total sense. Those are the games. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there's any other decks you want me to come check out in BT20. Now that it's on the sim, hopefully should be able to get a lot of these out. I'm planning to do a Red Purple Imperialist next. But again, if there's anything you want to point out in the comments, tell me how bad misplays I did. See if I missed any lethals. I'd love to hear your feedback. But that's it for now. I'll see you next time.